Hey guys, welcome to the HUBient channel. I'm Surgeebee and today we're going to talk about something quite interesting. A thing known as mental barrier. You know that imaginary wall in your head that prevents you from doing and achieving your full potential? That's what I'm talking about. So I have a Mortal dual gameplay in the background here. I do have its purpose, but we'll go through that in a moment. If you guys don't know what mental barrier is, it basically acts as a psychological factor that prevents a person from doing something or achieving something or reacting in a certain way, or sometimes even wearing certain things, right? To put into simple perspective, mental barrier acts like a self-enacting belief that applies a limitation to you. This includes, not believing in your own abilities, like questioning your potential and like not believing that you can do it. That saying is like, I can't do that, that's too hard. That's the mental barrier that I'm talking about. When you don't believe in yourself, or you don't believe that you're able to, smash out a task or complete certain tasks, you're bound to fail before you even start. Because in your head, you've already thought about all these possible ways you can fail, rather than all these possible ways you can complete it. It's gotta be at the mindset level. Like for me, my personal experience, my strategy of dealing with this is I can't swim. I tell people I can't swim because I have a phobia of water. I hate water. I'm afraid of going in the water. That in itself gives me 1,000 reasons to why I can't swim. That in itself prevents me from actually learning how to swim, developing those skills and overcoming my fear. But how did I overcome this? Now I know I can swim, I just don't like water. I don't like getting in water. How to overcome these mental barriers is acknowledging that whatever it is, it could be fear, it could be whatever it is that is preventing you from getting there, and then tackling that fear. For me, I'm afraid of water. I've developed my trust with someone I know to help me learn how to swim, so that if I start drowning, they can pull me up out of the water and, do some CPR. But anyways, when it comes to games, mental barrier plays a massive role, right? Second point for mental barrier is making assumptions about others. Mortal is a great example of a game where you're constantly making assumptions of what they're going to do, how good they are, right? And this can be observed in a lot of games, in COD, in any sort of esports, intensive, adrenaline pumping game, is where you go head to head with another player, and in your head, you're assuming that you're better or they're better, right? That factor alone can give you an edge over your opponent or put you on your back leg, if that makes sense. What I mean is that when you make assumptions that someone is better than you at a game, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage mentally because you assume that he's gonna pop you and whatnot, right? That mindset is bad. It's bad because when you lose that duel or when you lose that game, you're gonna be mentally susceptible to be like, okay, I'm not good. I'm not that good, blah, blah, blah. How I do this is I change my mindset. Instead of being fearful of your opponent, I'm quite accepting that, hey, whatever this guy does to me in this game, I'm going to learn from it. And each time I lose, and each time I lose a match, each time I make a mistake, I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to improve and become even better the next time. And I accept the fact that it's not going to take me 10 hours, 20 hours, it might take me 100 or 1,000. But I'm going to get better, and that determination alone will give you an edge over your opponent, because each time you lose, you don't dwell on your losses. You don't stay in the past. You learn from your mistakes and you move onto the next game. Because at the end of the day, it's just a game. There's winners, there's losers and whatnot, but you can't let your mental state be affected by each loss, right? Because no matter how good you are, there's going to be days where you don't perform as well. And if you want to get to the tippity top, you're not going to be able to perform at 120% all the time. You know, getting that one tap headshot all the time, it's not gonna work. There's gonna be days where you don't hit those shots, but you can't hurt yourself for it. You gotta be like, okay, you know, I'm going to learn from this and I'm gonna improve on my next game. But that's my rant for making assumptions about other. My last point, big factor, is mental barrier evolving one's belief on the world around them. So this goes to stereotypes, anything like that. So when I talk about these assumptions, is where what people want to fit in. That's general human, you know, nature. We want to fit in. We're very, I don't know, tribal, I guess. But what people consider as normal isn't always going to be right for you, right? I'm not telling you to go break the laws and be, you know, out that way. I'm talking about wear what you want, you know? Play whatever games you want to play and that you enjoy rather than following your friends, right? Eat what you want to eat, right? You don't have to pretend to like something or be someone you're not just to fit in with someone. Each and every one of us is different in our very own way, and that's the point that makes each one of you is unique. And that uniqueness is the beauty of human civilization, you can call it. That uniqueness is the selling point for, you know, whatever you're trying to sell. That uniqueness is the reason why we have such, I don't know, a talented team in an esports team. That's uniqueness is what makes you special for being you. And just because you don't look a certain way, you don't dress a certain way, I have a horrible sense of fashion, it doesn't mean you don't fit in. You just have to learn to be yourself and just to be happy in your own skin and know what's right and what's wrong, by the way. And then don't let other people's words or judgment govern what you do. If you identify these mental barriers, the most important thing is to acknowledge them. Think about how you're going to overcome it. You can talk about how you overcome these things with someone you trust, or a friend, or even me. Reach out to me and then actually do it. But remember that it's a process that it's going to take a long time. And it's never gonna end. It's gonna be a constant self-development thing that I personally enjoy this, and I applied it into every single game or jobs or studies and whatnot. This can work anywhere. If you believe that you can do this assignment well, on time, you're gonna start thinking about ways you can do it. If you think about you're gonna fail this assessment, you're gonna think about ways you're gonna fail it. It's all about the mindset. Overcome your mental barriers and fulfill your destiny. Pretty much reach your full potential. I believe that every single one of you can do this. And if you can't, tomorrow, don't stress it. It's gonna take a while. But that's gonna be it for my quick tips for overcoming your mental barrier. I really hope you enjoy my tips and my strategies at these sort of things, because for me, it helped me out a lot. But if you like these sort of videos, please don't forget to chuck me a like, subscribe and a follow, ring that notification bell. Comment down below your own strategy and tips and tricks on how you overcome your mental barrier. And until next time, guys.